What's up, Bitcoin enthusiasts? We are back with another video. Let's jump right in and see what is going on with Bitcoin. All right, so we got our first post from the Bitcoin subreddit. It is from Swimming EBB 4231. I'm from a third world country. I first heard about Bitcoin when it was $300. First tried to buy it unsuccessfully when it was $2,000. First acquired at $16,000. Oh, wow. So that's a big leap when he actually bought into the currency. I'm going to try to inspire people. I'm a full coiner after 2 years of DCA. I see people thinking about when is getting to 10K to buy or when it's getting to 50K to sell. I'm just here thinking about when I'm getting to my next full coin. Now that is some inspiration right there. Congratulations. Pay no mind to the salty haters. Here's a question from Glory Days 29. Which of Bitcoin's characteristics do you value the most? Being from a third world country. Decentralization for the win. This is great for those who are in a third world country where the currency can, turn into a Venezuela type beat sort of situation where inflation just goes nuts. So yeah, Bitcoin is a great currency to hold for those in third world countries. Other than Bitcoin, there's obviously US dollars, which is amazing to hold if you're in a third world country. But sometimes it's even easier to get Bitcoin in these third world countries compared to getting the US dollar. Third worlders those third worlders are those who need Bitcoin the most. Unfortunately, being a leaderless protocol, there is no marketing department to spread the word. Shitcoins, on the other hand, have huge marketing budgets, sweeping a lot of vulnerable people and their scams. This is true, and this is actually why we mostly do view news on big crypto currencies and not the shitcoins and the altcoins that are out there. Props to you for seeing the righteous path. It's up to all of us to educate people in poor countries about the virtues of sound money. Definitely, but in my case, the biggest hurdle was that I wanted to first buy. There was no clear way for me to access a market, either via credit card, PayPal, or wire transfer. That alone set me back a couple of years. Imagine being able to buy at 2K instead of 16K. Yeah, that is a 8x difference. So that is huge. Congratulations, brother. Welcome to the Whole Coiners Club. That is so cool and awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome to see Bitcoin being used in a way where it's actually helping people. And that is putting their currency putting their money into something that will actually give them return when they're in a third world country, because sometimes it's even more riskier for people to put money into their own currency versus cryptocurrency, depending on what country they're in. The active supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum is at record lows. Okay, so the supply of Bitcoin and Ether that has moved in the last year has fallen to a record low, according to data from the block. Only 30% of Bitcoin and 39% of Ether has moved in the past year, the lowest values on record since data collection began in 2017. The percentage of tokens that have moved in the past year has fallen to record lows for both Bitcoin and Ether, according to data from the block. Did it just appear the same? Yeah, I just repeated the same thing. At its peak, over 59% of Bitcoin supplies was active between March 2017 and 2018. However, in the past year, only 30.12% of Bitcoin supply has changed hands. Ether, which saw over 86% of its supply move between July 2016 and 2017, also hit a record low, with only 39.15% of its supply changing hands in the past year. So as we can see, in the past year, the supply for Bitcoin and Ethereum have gone down. For Bitcoin, the record low active supply comes ahead of the anticipated halving of block emissions rewards, currently projected to occur in April of next year. The percentage of tokens that haven't been touched for 3.5 years are also at record lows, according to the block's data. The percentage of Bitcoin supply active, and we can see it is low. It seems to be on it looks like a decline. It was at 6% here, and then it was at I can't find another peak of 6% anytime recently. Only 58.58% of the block supply of Bitcoin has changed hands in the past 3 years, compared to over 73% at its peak in late 2019. That is a bit concerning, because usually what determines money to be valuable is when there's many people agreeing that has some sort of trading value and people are trading it in the first place. So it is a bit concerning that a lot less people are trading with Bitcoin for other assets or services or products. And I'm not too sure whether we should think of this as something that's going to negatively impact the price of Bitcoin, because it does seem like it will do that, because on the surface, it does seem like it's going to negatively impact the price of Bitcoin. But if you think about it, maybe it's also because people are holding for the hope that it's going to go up in price and not down in price. So that's a possibility here. Let's move on to the next article. Javier Milei wins Argentinian presidency. Bitcoin gains nearly 3%. All right, so for those who don't know, Javier Milei is the new president of Argentina. He actually made a lot of noise because he is very right-wing. I'm not going to say whether that's a bad or good thing, but what I am going to say is that Argentina's economy has been in a very bad state recently, and it was sort of in Argentina's best interest to see a change in politics. For a country that's had very left-leaning leaders in the past years, their economy has been doing really, really bad. And it's a refresher for people to see Javier Milei, who's right-wing, and although, we're going to just not talk about the politics, the social politics and stuff, but when it comes to finance, people have a lot more confidence, or the economy, the country, people have a lot more confidence when it comes to Javier Milei. I actually have a friend who lives in Argentina who's also into cryptocurrency that I talk with quite often, and he was also hoping for Javier Milei to win because he was the best option for the economy and the future economy of the country, especially since the country definitely needed a huge change. And it's good to see that at least there are people in Argentina, young people, that are happy with a new leader, with new ideas, which I think new ideas are always necessary after a long time of ideas that lean one certain way. So let's get right into the article. The self-described anarcho-capitalist has been supportive of Bitcoin, calling it the return of money to its original creator, the private sector. Really interesting stuff. Look at this guy. He looks pretty hip and stuff. Pretty cool. He got that cool jacket on. The next president of Argentina will be Javier Milei, as his opponent Sergio Massa conceded on Sunday evening, saying Argentinians chose another path. With roughly 87% of the votes counted, Milei has 56% of the tally versus Massa's 44%. It looks like a lot of people were fed up with the last leader, according to Bloomberg. Trading quietly through most of the weekend, Bitcoin and BTC began rising late Sunday afternoon on chatter about a strong showing for Milei. Following Massa's concession, the cryptocurrency is higher by nearly 3% over the past 24 hours to 37,350. We have to understand that the central bank is a scam, said Milei earlier this year when asked about Bitcoin. What Bitcoin is representing, he continued, is a return of money to its original creator, the private sector. That is a cool-ass guy right there, I gotta admit. What a badass for saying that. That is, wow. I can see why a lot of people voted for that man. He seems to be very genuine, very honest, and someone who actually wants to bring positive change to the country of Argentina. Awesome stuff to see. I look forward to hearing more news about Javier Milei. Hopefully, we'll even cover more news about what Javier Milei is doing with Bitcoin and the country of Argentina. This is just amazing to see, especially since I know someone who was hoping for him to win. And when I was talking to him, it sounded like he was not going to win. But guess what? Javier Milei won. In fact, I messaged him on Discord a couple hours ago saying, hey, congrats. I know you wanted Javier Milei to win, so looks like you got it, Awesome stuff. All right. We got our next article here. Oh, it looks like we can't access this. That is a bit odd. All right. In that case, I can probably just read this headline and tell you what's probably going to happen. With spot Bitcoin ETFs looming, clock ticks on future products. Basically, what I can assume this article is talking about is that not only will Bitcoin go up, but all other cryptocurrency assets will go up in value once Bitcoin's spot ETF is approved. That is pretty much common sense, and people think that will be the start of the bull run. There's an estimation of around 150 days until the spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. That's what I've been hearing around the cryptocurrency community. People think it's going to take like 151 days from now, apparently. So that's still a while, but people are expecting it. But again, we can't say for sure. Other than that, there's not much news to cover. So that's it for the video. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, remember, this is not financial advice. This is just our opinion, and this is just us sharing and reacting to the news that is out there related to Bitcoin.